How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Tribus Brewing Company. It's their Cherry Lime Zazz. I thought this said Jazz on it, so I restarted the video because I didn't feel like sounding like a dummy. That's not gonna do it though, because I always sound like a dummy. Cherry Lime Zazz Fruited Sour. You're talking about you put cherry and lime in it and did a beer that has Zazz in it? At 6%, you're telling me that's a thing? So let's fire up the old conspiracy machine. This beer comes courtesy of my boy Corey, by the way. I have never, in my life, ever heard of anybody putting this combination of beer together. Not necessarily cherry and lime, sure, that works. Label-wise, it's even cool. Reminds me of like a pizza sign or something, so we're off to a good start. 6% fruited sour. With what has to be hopped with Zazz. It has to be, right? When I see this kind of stuff, I think like somebody made like a Zazz-based kind of like Pilsner or some kind of lager. And it went sideways, so they put cherry and lime in it. I'm not saying that's what these guys did, but sometimes, it's like someone's like, oh, let's make a cherry lime beer. I'm like, let's put Fuggles in it. Like, why are you putting Zazz in that, son? So yeah. Anyway, I mean, it does look like a lager because once you add that cherry in there, it's clear. That's relatively clear beer, minus that kind of redness you get from that kind of cherry. It looks more like Cherokee Red soda. If you don't know what that is, you best recognize. And it's just got a little, kind of soft white head to it. Nothing too crazy. I'm really curious about this nose, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's there's a cherry component, there's a little bit of lime. There's this tart thing in there that I think doesn't have anything to do with lime, doesn't have anything to do with cherry. And I think that is a kind of kettle sour thing. Now, they're talking about a sour ale here, but it comes off a little bit kind of, not like vinegar-esque, but in that realm, as opposed to just base kind of sulfury kind of kettle sour. There's something to it. I don't know. Maybe it's the worst way to go about this is diving into this beer, kind of assuming something nefarious. I don't know. It's just that combination of cherry, lime, and Zazz has my brain kind of going all different directions. So let's pump the brakes and just talk about what we smell and taste in here. I said here, so I had to do that. Yeah, I mean, cherry, soft little lime, bit of subtle, not vinegar tartness, but it's kind of in that realm. Sweetness. Very much Luden's Cough Drop had a baby with a Jolly Rancher. That's kind of what's going on. Let's dive in. Cheers. And that's kind of exactly what it tastes like, too. Probably leans a little bit more in the Jolly Rancher realm. But it's light, man. This definitely has... Oh, I'm doing it. I'm assuming things. So let's stop again. So, Cherry's the leader in the clubhouse here, followed very closely behind that little bit of lime pop. It's not sweet. It's sweet enough to where you know that there's a sweetness in the beer, but it's not overly sweet. There's this little bit of kind of that... Again, apple cider vinegar is too aggressive, but there's something acidic to it that's not that bold. Especially for how light this beer is. It comes off closer to like 5% as opposed to 6%. It's really clean. Not necessarily, obviously, because I said there's something kind of kettle-y there. But, you drink a kettle sour, it has that kind of snappiness and that zippiness. Kind of like a lager has. It kind of has those kind of vibes going on it, too. There's a little bit of kind of like slightly herbal, tannic bittering in the back end. I assume that's your Zazz at work. Done and done. There's not much beer here to be had as far as expression. It's not like you're drinking this going, oh, okay. I get that there's a relatively, not even aggressive, but meaningful kind of malt or yeast base to this thing. It's more of kind of fruit derived. You have that little bit of perceptually big, but little kind of Zazzy bittering in it, and then you're done and done. Relatively light beer, relatively clean beer, crisp beer, I should be saying, besides clean beer. Done and done. And this just really does taste to me like a beer that was kind of, okay, this is going a little bit this late. Let's lean into this. And again, it's so bad for me to do because, I don't know. I don't know these guys from nobody. It's for me to accuse them of doing such things. But I know breweries do it. Like, I literally have a conversation with a brewery that when I drank the beer that they did that to, and they told me after the fact, they're like, yeah, well, we had this beer and it kind of went sideways and we were going to dump it. But one of the brewers was like, I have a good idea for this. Let's try to make something fun of it. And they did, and it ended up being really tasty. I'm not kind of shitting on that and being like that. You shouldn't do that. If you can turn something that went a little bit outside of what you originally wanted it to be and you kind of convert it into something that people really dig, more power to you. I'm not here to judge on that kind of thing. But that's where this really kind of lies for me. Now, take a step back again. Is this really tasty? For me, and just me only, it's not bad. You know what I mean? I drink this, I'm like, okay, cherry and lime, I can get down with that. A little bit of Zazzy bittering. Nobody's worse for wear. A little bit of Jolly Rancher vibes. Decent Jolly Rancher vibes. I could rip through one of these on a hot summer day. Done and done. It's very much more kind of like a fruited Berliner, but super snappy in a way that a lager is. The only thing, if I'm going to complain really big about this beer, is this that it's just drinks more like 3 than 6. Done and done. Is it one of the better fruited sours that it has? It's here nor there. Value and availability, no idea. Corey, let me know it's what and leave you with if you like. Well, will you like this beer? If you like cherry and lime and Zazz, you'll like this beer. If you like this lower ABV fruited Berliner jams, you'll dig this. So there you go. Mass beers in the books. Little review time. If you've had this, please let me know. I would be very curious to see what you think. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif, if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Tribus brewing right now. See you next time. Cheers.